This conference will now be recorded.
Town of Cottage Grove, notice of public hearing. We have a public hearing on amending section 8.02 to clarify specifications for driveways over 100 feet. Amending section 8.03 requiring marking 6 on all utility pedestals installed in the town road right-of-way. Amending section 9.05 to prohibit parking on the pavement of any public road in the town during a winter storm event, snow or ice. And amending section 12.03 to reduce the frequency of inspections of commercial properties to once per calendar year. Anybody online?
There is somebody online. I don't know if that's why they're here.
Eversols?
Yeah.
Anyone wish to speak on the public hearing on the ordinances?
Just throwing this out there, is there any benefit? Just instead of saying, specifying winter, that any weather event, if it's in the summertime, if we get something that comes through, it takes, I don't know, I'm just gonna throw it out there. And if it doesn't land correctly, so be it, you know.
The same with that one, to prohibit parking on the pavement, don't we always? We don't allow parking on the pavement, do we?
24 hours.
Technically, no, but it's not worded very clearly,
Technically.
so that's why we.
There you go.
Yeah, there is an ordinance saying that people can't park on, that their tires have to be fully off of the pavement
Yeah.
of the roadways, but
Okay.
not many town residents know that, and we actually don't even have access to site for under track system, which is weird. I ran into that last week.
Cite them under what?
So our system that we write citations
Yep.
under, called Tracks,
Yep.
we don't have access to write that ordinance. It's not there. It doesn't exist. I don't know.
It doesn't have an option for chapter 9 for parking, 9.05.
There's some stuff. So like unauthorized parking is there. There's a couple other ones, but that specific one wasn't there. But yeah.
What is Dane County allowing you to park on the surface of the road? You gotta be totally off the road, right?
No, for county highways, you have to be fully off road. You have to be outside of the white fog line.
Right.
So
I thought that's where we really had to be totally offset.
So if we make these changes, whatever it turns out to be for 905, will it then go into tracks, or what does it take to get it into tracks?
You'll have to tell them to get it in there, so you need to tell me what else you want in there, so I can get those ordinances to them and get me the right contact again.
yeah, I can do that. I'll do that. I'll put a note for myself so I don't forget.
I thought when we started talking about the roads, it was, weather really didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't think.
Well, it's for
Plowing.
We've had multiple times in the last couple of years where we haven't been able to get down the
But
streets.
my point is it right to do it anytime? That's, you're saying technically, it's not.
It's in our ordinance as.
But I mean, either it's the law or the law, one of the two.
The other thing I was gonna tell you is when I wrote this sort of summary for the notice, I used, because remember we had that discussion of what's a highway?
Yep.
I used the word I said public road
Mhm.
in this, and then would that be a better way to actually say it in the ordinance itself, any public
would say
road?
so.
Because that would mean, that would apply to any
Pavement.
town road, county road, anything
Yeah.
within the town limits. And if you want to change that word.
I would find that easier to understand.
What was that, Christie?
I would find public road easier to understand
Sure.
than highway.
But
Because I
maybe
think
you-
of a highway as like BB and N and AB.
All town roads are highways, so.
I know, you corrected me on that, Dan. I
But maybe
didn't
you
understand.
should just say to prohibit parking on the pavement of any public road, period.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh,
Instead of highway,
Yeah.
maybe that would be clearer.
but forget the winter also. I mean, just totally, Because it's not legal to park on the road surface.
I would probably talk with the town
Attorney?
attorney about that, because there's specific note words in
Yeah.
the statutes, and if they don't properly align, like speed on the highway, right? Like that has to, it's a highway. So I would just clarify with them to make sure that's appropriate with definitions and stuff like that.
There's also roadway and right of way.
I know,
And roadway is the
part you drive
area,
on,
area you use to operate, yeah.
yeah.
You might have to say like highway or roadway.
But if we get a hold of the lawyer, it'll be 3 definitions rather than 2.
We're probably not wrong on that.
Yeah,
Should we leave that one for another time or no, or?
it's up to you. Anyone wishing to speak on public hearing on the ordinance amendments?
Was that for 9.05?
Yes.
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 Yeah, I guess my question was just a clarification on a snow or ice event. I mean, if it's slurring outside, is it an issue or not? I've
Tough
noticed. I know.
call, yeah. Yeah.
Can
You
I
know,
get through the plow truck?
What's that?
Can I get through the plow truck?
You can, are you gonna plow the whole road, or are we just gonna do one swipe around?
Gonna push the cars off of it.
Because that's been an issue. I know at my end of my cul-de-sac is, it'll be one swipe around and then that's it.
Because
Or you-
people are parking on the
Cars
street.
parked away, usually, yeah.
I have my truck up there, but
Are we
It just-
talking like a 2 or less in snow, or are we talking like 8 or 10?
we
Snow
really haven't 8 or
events.
10 in the past couple of years.
Last year we had 4, but
So, but yeah, like, I know like this year, even when I have my truck up there, there was at least a good 15, 20 feet before the gravel that wasn't plowed.
I'll have to talk to that operator for that area. It never got plowed at all,
They got plowed once. Like I said, they go around to do one swipe and then they leave again.
but then they
They
never
don't-
came back and cleaned it up or anything.
No,
I got the same issue. I'm on a cul-de-sac also, and we used to get it pretty cleaned off. They never left any snow on the end of our driveway. And the last, I don't know, you keep track, 2, 3 years, there's snow on the end of the driveway. It's one swipe around. I don't leave the vehicle on the street. And occasionally, one of the people do on the cul-de-sac. But generally,
I
there's
know
no.
my neighbor always has his car out there.
They used to just all push it off to an empty area. Now it's in front of everybody's driveway.
Where do you guys live?
I'm out on Sundance Court, which is out by Doubledays, American Heritage neighborhood.
the Margot Estates.
Why don't we just wait then? My one neighbor's 93 years old, and so I go over and take care of his for him. The other neighbor's just almost as old, but she had her plow.
I mean, the 9.05 is the one that it seems to be the most confusion.
We had pulled that one out and
Yeah.
act on it tonight.
Yeah,
I would say so.
yeah.
Okay. Anyone else
What
for
is this now?
public hearing? Hmm?
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Williams to close the public hearing. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Town of Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a meeting immediately following the public hearing. You can join the meeting by GoToMeeting. Meeting was posted at the town hall and on the website. I'll call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the flag pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have the minutes of the March 3rd meeting in your packet.
Move approval as presented.
Second.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the minutes for March 3rd as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Finance report, approval of bills.
How's the supply of road salt?
10.
It's full.
Got it all
That's
fixed?
just what I was guessing.
Yeah, we got her in.
You got it all in.
Yeah. Utilize the bunker again this year.
I move approval of checks 37,755 to 37,798 be paid. We make EFT payments totaling $642,390.95.
There's a motion by Duplay. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fonger to approve checks 37,755 through 37,798 and the EFT payment of $642,390.95. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have your unaudited cash and investment balance of $3,244,018.68 and the February building permits.
Which I will move approval of. Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Duplay to approve the February building permits as presented. Any discussion on the motion?
Costs a lot to remodel the kitchen, huh?
It's just what I was noticing.
Both of them.
Wow.
That's
Both
gonna
of
be a,
There's two, the other one's 75,000.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
gonna be a couple of nice kitchens.
yeah.
Wow. They did windows last year.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have your February financial summary.
That's out at the storage facility.
Anything
How much it's
else?
costing to put a bathroom in there for me.
All right, next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that's not a specific agenda item. Someone online?
People online, but they're not speaking up for this.
Okay, we'll move on then. First item is review February police activities.
All right, well, sorry I didn't make it to the last meeting. I pulled it in the parking lot and drove off to the call, so. So as far as just our typical stuff we're doing with thefts and domestics and stuff like that, but traffic is starting to amp back up again. Violence and Gaston have been proven to be issues based off our speed boards and the alerts we're getting through there with lots of 60s and 70s and plus. So we're trying our efforts to focus there as well, but obviously we have a whole area to go, so we can't be everywhere at once. Any questions for me on any of this stuff? I do have on July 24th from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Phoebe Bakken Park in Cottage Grove here, technically the village, but we're doing a Kick It with a Cop event. It's going to be a bunch of community deputies and us out there to say hi to the community, and we're going to have hopefully some canines and some the SWAT truck and a bunch of other stuff.
What day is that?
That's going to be July 24th, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What day of the week is that?
That is, let's see, I don't know. July 24th is a Thursday. 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What did you call that?
Kick It with a Cop. Kick It with a Cop.
11:30 to 4, 11:30 to 1.
11:30 to 1 p.m. Yep. So that's one of the plans that we got going on. And then, what do we got? Unless you have questions.
Were you involved in the big fire down in, on N?
Oh, today? No, Grafton was. I was coming in, I was just finished at the gym and Chris at the PD, and then got all my stuff on, and then they're all good to go. So I didn't have to go down. So
Okay.
yeah.
If there's no other questions, thank you much.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night.
Next item, consider adoption of ordinance 2025-3-17, adopting revisions to chapter 8, 9, and 12 of the Town Code, Town of Cottage Grove ordinances. Do you want to delete 9 and
Yes.
act on the other 2, or what?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would be in agreement, but I'm wondering, do we need to, if we don't already, come to a consensus of what we would like the ordinance to be for chapter 9 before it goes off to?
I think the only way to find that out is
Do you
to,
want me to just provide our current parking ordinance to the town attorney and let him know what
Yeah.
we're trying to
Yeah.
accomplish
Yeah.
and see what he comes back with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Sounds good.
So I'll just,
But I would like it to be all encompassing though, year round.
Yeah, me too.
well, and I think it kind of already is, but it's not clear.
Yeah,
And I
that's correct.
thought we had a talk with him one other time about it. I don't think it got any clearer, but I can push a little harder and try to
No.
make it,
Because he said basically the way it is now is lawyer language.
yeah.
There's no parking at any time right now.
So I'll see if he can come up with lawyer language that more normal people can understand.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so do you want to adopt this ordinance with everything else, or do you want to just hold it? Because I'm gonna have to publish a summary of all this anyway before any of it goes into effect. So I don't know if you
I
want
don't want to publish twice.
No,
yeah, I mean, I can
It's
publish,
expensive to do legal.
Yes.
yes.
I can hold off on publishing all of it until, or you can just hold off on even approving the whole thing.
Well, I don't
Do
mind
you want to
personally.
table this till the next meeting?
I don't think it's that big
Or
a
we
deal,
hear back from
actually.
the town attorney?
yeah,
Okay.
I think that's good.
and just
Yes,
hold on.
Is there
Look
a
at it.
motion?
Yes, it is.
to table.
Motion by Duplace, second by Bonger,
Yes.
to table to the next meeting or when we hear back from the town attorney on the wording on chapter 9. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So hopefully on April 7th, we might have the answer back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
That
sure-
would be our next meeting.
I'm sure we will.
Let's see, moving on. Consider adoption of ordinance 25-3-17B, reducing the frequency of fire inspections.
So that one I would cross the B off since there's only gonna be one, if you're gonna go ahead with that one.
Let's be off, yeah.
Pardon?
What'd you say, Mike?
In
She-
the
she's
ordinance
just-
title, I would just make it
Yeah.
2025-03-17, because we don't need an A and
Not
B.
B. No B on it.
Okay, so no action on that.
Do you wanna move on? Do you wanna adopt that one, or are you tabling that one too?
Well, we can approve it. I mean, just to get,
Do you have?
because I don't think there's any
They just-
disagreement.
It just isn't gonna go into effect until it's
Right, but I'm
published.
just saying,
Right.
let's just clear off the plate for that.
Yeah,
I would move approval
Second.
of the proposed change.
And that'll be ordinance 25-3-17.
right, no B.
Frequency of fire inspections. Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, consider adoption of resolution 2025-3-17 something
No, this is a,
of resolution granting conditional approval of the final plat for Kennedy Hills First Edition. Let's see, Plan Commission recommended conditional approval of the final plat of Kennedy Hills First Edition. Motion by Anders, second by Kudna to adopt the resolution with the addition of item 1HV, provided temporary construction access to the north. Motion carried 601.
That temporary cul-de-sac was just to move traffic to the north, construction traffic to the north of the addition, so it didn't come in on the regular, already residential roads because of dump trucks and all that kind of stuff.
Coming up here.
Correct.
Can you show me on here what's being
Coming
said?
here.
Ah,
this
okay.
is, so to give you,
This is my hand.
this is Kennedy Hill, Kennedy Road,
Here.
and the current Kennedy Hills is down here.
Okay.
Okay, and this would be Burke's house and the original farmhouse of the farm.
Yep.
So, and then
Just north of
the
that.
construction access is basically the old farm driveway, isn't it?
Yeah.
To the barn area of the old farm.
So that was all that the planning commission had to change or anything, or?
Yeah.
And you have the March 11th and 12th order memos from Town and Country and Mark Roppels. Nick wanted different line styles for utility easements and drainage easement to eliminate confusion on the map. And showing that hammerhead adjacent to lot 23 and 36 as temporary, extended into outlot 1.
Yep, so the plat you have should have that updated on it.
Dan, have you seen this from the standpoint of plowing snow in there? Are there
Yeah.
any issues that?
I've talked with Nick on this already, so, yeah. Yeah, as long as this is a hammerhead, not just a dead end.
Okay.
Otherwise, we can't get turned.
Yeah, it's a hammerhead.
And then fire trucks won't be able to turn around either if they happen to go up there.
Since last meeting, we talked a lot about driveways. A lot. It's been an education for me. The driveway specifications that we talked about, are they going to be made?
They're under 100 feet.
Okay, so it doesn't apply. Okay,
They'll just be standard.
standard, okay. That's true, they would have to be after 100 feet. That's still-
100 feet or 200. Any notes?
Are you ready?
Sure.
I would move approval of the,
Granting
the plat, the final plat with the addition of the March 12th, 2025 letter from Nick from Town and Country to be that letter with all the stuff that he wanted on there.
Well, so
March 13th.
I got, mine says March 12th.
Yes, that's right. 12th.
And then also to include the recommendations from Mark Roffers from MDR Roffers Construction or Consulting, sorry, dated March 11th, 2025.
Second,
What's that?
I second it.
Oh, okay.
If you were done.
And then
Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't
one
done.
other thing, I mean, something that you brought up, I guess I would have them correct the map with the correct verbiage for
Thank you,
Ms.
Yes.
Bennigan for her title and stuff.
thank you,
Um,
yes.
I'm worried about this and kind of glossed over the other part, so I appreciate you looking at that.
where it says duly elected treasurer, I'm not elected, I'm appointed.
Okay.
And there was also something else.
And
with-
she's not the acting, she is our clerk and treasurer.
Clerk treasurer.
Well, I
yeah.
think that's just the way. it-
Some of that is language
Yeah,
that's
that's just
standard.
language, but I'm not elected, I'm appointed.
I mean, it's just the technicality kind of thing, and if you're looking to make sure we dot all our i's and
Yep,
t's.
no, all good. I am not a surveyor, so I do
So
not know
on
much
this
about that.
resolution,
What's that, Kim?
yeah, so on this resolution, the attorney still was referencing the prior letter from the town engineer from February, and you want to change that to March 12th, right?
Yes,
And then you want to add an L that also references Mark Roffer's March 11th.
11.
So, and just the same language, the developer shall address all comments on the town planner's letter dated March 12th or 11th.
Yeah, Nick's is March 12th and Roffers is March 11th.
Okay.
And then for the purposes of this, do we just use the date of this map of January 29th, 25?
I don't think you,
I don't,
that date isn't right at all. They've revised it a
No, that's
million
not the
times
right
since that.
date.
So I just think that you just address all the issues that are named in this resolution, and it has to, whatever is finally gonna be signed by the town as approved has to meet all those conditions.
yeah, I would just looking for something just to
I don't think there really is
reference.
anything.
There may not be, but I'm just saying that's.
On the copy I have, the dates at the bottom says 3/12/2025. Set,
12925.
That's what ours says.
okay.
Those are the ones you brought in.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
wondering if somebody caught it and changed it in
Oh,
between.
okay.
So I can get you that change. Yeah, I don't know how
So
that
you were
would be
saying
good.
your date is what?
3/12/2025.
And can you attest that it's the exact same information on here?
Yes.
Well, I'd say, I mean, this is,
Yeah, it's true.
I just, I mean, I don't mean to sound like a
No, I get
like
it.
we're in court or
I mean,
anything
can
else
I-
like that.
Can I come and look at it? Is
Yeah,
that okay?
absolutely, absolutely.
Just to double check that we got the same things here. So the main thing that changed was that we have the snow easement here. And then what was his other comment?
The hammerhead.
This,
We have
the temporary cul-de-sac at the end here.
Yep, so that hasn't changed in at least a month.
Hammerhead, whatever.
The hammerhead was put in here, which we don't show on the plat, that's on the
Yeah.
plans, and that'll stay.
And then the different lines for the utilities and
That's right, that was
drainages.
the other one.
What was that?
Different lines for the utilities and stormwater.
Yep, so we have the stormwater drainage easement lines, which is like what you see here.
Yep.
And then we have the utility, which should be on here. Those are the dash, so the easement line right
Okay.
there. So those were changed based on
Right
Nick's
here.
comments.
Stormwater's long line, 3 dashes, and the easement line is long line, 2 dashes.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is before I sign it, I'm gonna make sure that the engineer agrees that it's the version I should sign.
Okay,
Yeah.
It meets all these.
okay,
But those were the two things that Nick had commented on, so
okay.
those are updated on there.
Stormwater.
Long line, 3 dashes, easements for utilities, long line and 2 dashes.
Where's that?
Yeah, the Davis.
Ah, okay. Wow.
And then what, hopefully we'll be back on April 7th with the,
The developers agreement and the covenants.
anyone have any questions? Yes, sir.
Okay, I want some clarification on this. This came up, what, a year or two ago? And it was turned down, or?
No,
No, they had their first phase 2 years ago.
3 or more, yeah.
But I don't remember the years, but then,
This started last fall. This phase started in the fall.
but there was an issue that came up that our wells out there, I live in that neighborhood, are 90, 95 feet deep, and they're gonna build these wells, dig these wells to 150 feet deep. And there was originally, is this 25, is this 25 houses here? 20? And the ultimate goal is 50?
Yeah, so it'll be 20 this phase and then 30 in the
But
final
that,
phase.
I've been told that a couple of years ago, that was turned down by the county
No,
No.
because we had a concern for the water.
he had 8 gentlemen who lived down at the bottom of the hill in one of the cul-de-sacs.
There's more than a gentleman.
He
My
was the one
neighbors-
who was vocal here about his well, but.
One of my neighbors
He had,
was here.
huh?
Yeah,
One of
it
my
was-
neighbors
it
was here.
Geisfeld,
Yeah,
yes. But the town engineer looked into it. That was discussed at one of the meetings in between here, and
Yeah.
I can see.
We
that-
had a letter from our town engineer dated November 5th. And looked at several well construction records from the existing subdivisions. They are cased through clay, sand, gravel, and open to lands, limestone and sandstone below the depths ranging from 140 to 200 feet. Static water levels vary depending on location, but generally range from 15 to 75 feet below ground. The location of the water table can change over time with periods of drought or high precipitation, but the specific capacity of the well should not change much unless they become clogged, plugged with iron particles or bacteria. Lack of production could also be a pump issue. A worn-out pump will obviously pump less. We would expect the wells of the new subdivision to be similar in construction to the existing wells, and the density of the wells appear to be similar to the lots just to the south of the existing residence. do not have an issue with having enough water at the current density of wells, then I don't see lack of water or substantial drawdown being an issue with adding 22 new residential wells in the sandstone limestone aquifer.
Okay, so 22 plus another 30. So what if we do have an issue with water, enough water for the existing homes there? After this is all done,
How long have you lived where you live?
28 years?
And you probably had the same issue come up when those houses were built. Because people didn't want any of those houses built
Which houses?
where you live, that same area.
Well, the ones right on BB and Kennedy, yeah, the first.
I'm
ones,
just saying, you know,
Yeah.
I met with people 20 years ago about the same issue.
I didn't hear any of that, but I know this came up a few years ago.
And it's good that it does come up.
Yep.
And that's why that's,
And the question would
Done.
be if we have an issue with getting enough water,
I guess.
and we have to, because our wells are like, say, 90, 95 feet. And we have to dig our wells deeper, then who's responsible for paying for that?
I hate to say it, it's probably you because.
Well, then
it's
I would
your
have an
well.
objection to this.
Pardon?
I would have an objection to this.
But you don't have any concrete evidence to
I
say
don't.
that it will
I don't.
happen.
I don't. And you have an engineer's report that says it looks good. But what if it isn't?
And what if the village well to the west draws it down? Who's to blame? They probably pump more water than the houses do because they serve so many more and they go much deeper than a household well will.
I
I
think
mean,
you,
my well is about same depth as yours. I've had problems with the casings.
Yeah, I just had a
But-
problem.
I mean, it's my well. It's my responsibility.
it's your right to, if something does happen, your rights to sue who you think is to blame.
I'm not looking to sue.
I'm just saying, if it happens
Mhm.
down 20 years from now, well, if we're all around in 20 years. But,
Good question.
you know, who knows?
But personally, at that point, I'd be looking at the village wells drawing down so much water rather than
Your neighbors.
20 or 40 houses with shallower wells.
How come a couple, whatever this was, 2-3 years ago, that it was turned down at the time? That's what I was told.
No,
No,
Who told you that?
Geisfeld.
Yeah, no, the first phase of Kennedy Hills was done, I don't remember which year, but it's been 4 years now, probably, right?
Mhm.
And then there was no more applications until this fall for the second phase. So there was nothing in between on
Okay.
this one,
yeah.
21 or 22 when it all
Yeah.
started.
yeah.
We basically had to wait for Walt Olson to sell it.
They did that study on phase 1 too, and then, you know, they'll do that every study, you know, every time.
Okay.
Every development, they always look into that.
And Carpsey does too.
And what was that?
Carpsey looks
Carpsey.
at that
Carpsey,
too.
Who's that?
Capital Area Regional Planning Commission.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anybody around that area that has any problem, has ever had any problem. American Heritage or any, I can't think of any developments had any problems.
I personally can't recall anyone having a well run dry in the
Right.
township
Not
in
at
the
all.
last 30 years.
No.
I think that's before my time on this board.
well, we had an issue, but it wasn't running dry. We had a well caved in above the pump. And so we had to go with another well.
But
But that was 49 years ago.
But that was, that's your house.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, yeah. You got your money's worth.
That was before Steve was born.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Anyone online for questions?
Nobody's
No.
speaking up.
Did we have a motion?
Oh, yes.
And I seconded it.
Motion by Anders, second by Williams, but can you have it written down, because I've forgotten
It was to adopt the resolution with the addition of changing the date of the town engineer's letter from February 21st to March 12th, and to add also that the developer shall address all the comments on the town planner's letter dated March 11th. Right?
it. Okay. Great.
And the changes for the,
And the changes to
date
the
and the map on the
language
map.
of the treasurer.
Yes. Yes.
Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
You know what, though, I didn't write down. Anders made it, who seconded it?
Anderson made it,
Okay.
Williams second.
Okay, got it.
Next item, discuss and consider proposal from the town web for 3-year contract for website hosting, including upgrade to the new platform.
Thank you for your letter, expressing your feelings about this.
My question was, how do you make websites ADA?
Yeah,
What's it-
exactly.
The only thing I could think of is if you were blind,
Blind.
you needed,
It's got to do
Audio.
with clear language, that everybody can understand and stuff like that. So I don't know if they mind that, and suggest or change things when we word them that unclear, things like that. Just that they must be doing quite a bit for what they're charging.
Yes.
But
I would hope so.
okay, go back 1 second. You have to change the language of what we have on our website?
well, if it's not worded in a manner that's clear to, I don't know. I don't know much
What are
about.
the parameters? I mean, does it
Yeah,
I
have?
mean, it's a DOJ.
Okay, I'm sure,
it's a
but
DOJ
it's just-
mandate, and that's what, I don't know. I haven't looked in any detail into it, but that's why you want somebody who knows what they're doing and does it for a living to be doing it. So this all, you saw my memo,
Yeah.
but basically I went to them in the fall at budget time, asked them what to budget, they told me. I guess they didn't remind me, I didn't look in to see that our contract has to renew, but now when it does, they're coming back and saying it's gonna cost more. But in the meantime, another vendor came in, and this is a vendor that's really marketing hard on this ADA compliance and said, your website isn't ADA compliant. And
How do we know they're correct?
I mean, I don't, but
Yeah.
you do have to be ADA compliant at some point. That you could be in trouble if you're not.
They should say what line of the
Well,
law or
well,
whatever it is.
It's not just one thing probably. Like,
Yeah.
if you go on this competitor's website, they have a tool that you can use to analyze your website. So if you want to go on Civic Plus website and have it analyze ours, you can see what it comes up with. But they're marketing hard that's a big selling point for them.
but town webs will provide
The
that.
town web is gonna, according to this quote, they're gonna provide that.
Yeah.
And the compliance. So as long as they're gonna guarantee that we're compliant, that's the main thing we need to have, is somebody watching out for us and saying that they're doing that.
Right.
Should we be looking at another provider? Maybe, but not in the short term, and it's gonna be a lot more money. I mean, our website is pretty functional right now. It's easy to use. People find stuff if they bother to look. And I can't see spending a bunch of money to go to a different vendor at this point. maybe
Neither can I.
maybe the next me will want to do that, but I don't have any interest in it, and the two deputy clerks don't either. We also did all look at, so with going to their new platform, we can just slide over to the new platform, leave the website looking like it is, but have them look at the ADA compliance side of things. Or we can do a whole new design. So we kind of looked at some of the, what would we get if we did a whole new design, and none of the three of us saw anything that looked that much different or better. So I can't see spending that other $600 at this point. So anyway, you saw what I would recommend moving forward to. They did decide that they did offer to keep our amount this year at what they quoted me, but they're spreading some of the extra then into the next 2 years, basically. But then we should be firm on what to budget for those 2 years.
Right.
But we don't have to put this out for bid or anything, or?
No, this is our current service, it's just the renewal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's not the kind of item that you have to bid on, so. But I marked up their proposal quite a bit because I didn't think it was very clear. And I thought that, we wanted to not sign it until we were clear of what we're expecting. They are looking for this year's payment by April 1st, which we won't have another meeting before, so I'll probably need permission to cut that check if they can't wait till the 7th.
So we need to approve 1920 and pay it before April 1st.
Yeah, and just overall approve this pricing, which is,
For 26 and 27.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate that that you had the two deputy clerks to
Yeah,
discuss it with and get their feedback for us also.
I'd make a motion that we approve the town web for 3-year contract for website housing, including upgrade to their new platform.
And that she can
For
write the check.
25, 26, and 27.
3 years, I said, yeah.
Yep.
And then Kimmy can write the check, right?
The 19.
And to write the check right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, and to write the check by 1 April. Correct.
Second.
Motion by
First. No.
Fonder, second by Duplay to approve the quote from Town Web for 25, 26, and 27, and to pay the 25 dues before April 1st, and to approve the check to go out right away. Any discussion on the motion?
Question.
Yes.
Kim, what's the difference between their 24/7 unlimited customer support for $600 a year and their customer support plan, white glove service via email and phone for an additional $300?
well, basically that means that if you don't, that you can, instead of changing something, you can call them and say, can you change it for me? And we haven't had that in the past, and I don't really think we might need it going forward. But this new platform is actually going backwards on a couple features that we use quite a bit. And they're saying that they'll be able to do it for us. They're going from a WordPress dashboard to their own dashboard. And one feature that we really use all the time is like an update in place where, you change a file and the file stays there, the links all stay there, you just change the file.
Yep.
And that's a WordPress thing, and they're taking away that WordPress dashboard. And so at this point, there's no way to do that unless we ask them to do it. I'm not very happy about that either.
I don't like that.
But that just means you got to contact them and say, here's the file, replace this other one. And they're discounting that white glove for $100 for the first year. I'm going to ask them if we can cancel the white glove after the first year, if they've got that feature back in place, which they're telling me they will have. So,
Yes, definitely.
yeah, because and again, maybe, I'm not going to be here. I'll probably be here through this 3 years, but I'm a very much do-it-yourselfer. I won't say everybody else in the office is. And so, in some cases, that might be more important if I'm not around, to have that do it for me type of a service, but, I can live with $100 for now, and then I guess we'll see.
And how quickly do they tell you if you have a change for them?
They're
Oh.
quick. They're very quick.
There's no, we will have it done in
No.
48 hours or?
We haven't been using that service, but
Yeah.
like if I have a question or if there's ever a glitch anywhere and I email them, they're usually back at me within an hour or two at the most. They're
Oh,
pretty,
okay.
they're pretty quick.
Can I make a motion? You stay on longer than 3 years?
No.
Second?
You'll have to deal with Tom.
Oh,
Although he, just as soon I keep working.
Oh, does he?
out of order, I'm sorry. Yeah,
We'll put it on for the next meeting.
yeah, okay. Let's get that on.
Is that border slavery?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Servitude, here we go. Indentured servant.
Yeah. On the motion, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Okay.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item is set a date for annual road and park inspection. When do you want to do it?
Anytime after the first week of April.
After the what?
First week of April. So like
Because that's spring break.
yeah, and I might be in Florida
Oh,
if my son makes the baseball team.
Ooh. It's pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Our grandson's on baseball.
I will be unavailable the week of the 14th of April.
I'm also unavailable that week.
Yeah,
What first week are you talking about?
week of the
The
21st,
first week of April.
28th.
Like Tuesday?
First through the fifth.
Back in town the 21st,
I'm
God
not,
willing.
I'm not back until late on the 22nd.
So
So 28th.
what day is that on?
Monday.
Monday.
It's the fourth Monday.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
That would work for me.
28th?
Yes.
Is that
Works
too
for me.
late?
Is the 28th good?
Of
You
April.
gonna come along?
We do at the end.
Come on. One
Won't have
last
room.
ride.
Won't
One
have
last
room.
ride. Yes, you
We
will.
usually try to hit it on the 15th, but
I'll take another
that's
car.
the latest, but-
Can they do it the 11th?
Yeah, can you guys do it like the 10th or 11th? Anything up there? No.
11th would work.
I was just thinking getting road bids out sooner than later. You know what I mean?
What's that? I'm sorry.
I was just thinking road bids would go out sooner than later.
Oh. We want to do it the very first week of April?
No, that's when he's gone.
I just brought it to 10th or
11th, he
11th.
was saying.
Yeah, if you're around
April
that.
Which is a
11th works
Friday.
For me,
Pardon? 11th works?
April 11th works for me.
Yeah, it works for me as well.
What's
Sure.
that? Well, say, what was that again?
April 11th.
It's a Friday.
Friday.
Stand by. Yeah, good for me.
I have a question about that because Troy won't be official yet, but do you want to allow him to go on that? Assuming,
He doesn't know the roads very well.
well, that's
so-
my
He can
point.
take my place.
That's my point. He doesn't know the roads very well, and then that would be the time to show him the roads, unless he's just gonna do a private
Show
tour
him the
with them
parks.
later.
I could set some up with him later too and go over stuff.
It doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
What time?
We don't take official
Usually
business
do
on
what,
this
10
thing.
o'clock or 10:30, something like that usually.
10 o'clock?
It's usually what we
10
do.
a.m.
Sure.
Sure.
Sounds good.
April 11th, 10 a.m. Meet at the town garage.
Okay.
All right. Moving on, consider approval of closing the town office for electrical service upgrade tentatively scheduled for May 12th. They have the power shut off, so
Uh-oh.
nothing's going to work.
We
No
give,
lights, no computers. I don't know what.
The phones will work, but
I am not in favor of forcing them to take a day of vacation. I think we should pay them. It's not their fault that they're not able to be here.
Yeah, I don't know how to handle it with the ones that don't work 5 days a week, though. You know,
Well,
it's-
who was-
It's
who-
It's Amber's day. It'll be Amber's day, but I mean, that's just because she's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday rotation that month. So I don't know.
Well, I guess I don't see who's ever scheduled to work, I would say,
Yeah, I agree.
pay them without being here.
I wouldn't think there'd be a question about it from either one of them, actually.
Okay.
Because we're
Sounds good to
approving it after the
Yeah.
schedule is already done, right?
I mean,
Yeah, the schedule rotates every other month like that.
Yeah.
do you have an issue with that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what day, that's the tentative date. It might end up being a different day and, you know,
Yeah.
so whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever, I guess I would, whatever day it
Whatever
turns
it
out to
is.
be.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Freebie.
She'll probably still work.
Put the notice
And I
on the
would make
door
that
and be
motion.
gone.
Second.
Is that okay?
Motion by Anders, second by Duplay to approve closing the office, whatever day that is, and to pay the normal wages for the day. Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, consider action on digging in road right of way. We had a problem. We didn't call Diggers Hotline and we
Uh-oh.
hit a gas line.
Oh.
So I
We
just,
did?
we did.
Oh, boy.
First one in 12 years since I've been here.
I
don't
think
know.
we just need to say that if we're digging in the road right of way with power equipment, call
Oh,
Diggers Hotline.
yes.
I thought that was the rule or the law.
It is. Yep. We went 12 years and got lucky.
Where was it?
Right over here on Vilas.
Corner of
And how
Vilas
bad?
and-
Just nicked it.
Huh?
Just nicked it, but anything's bad when you hit a
No,
gas
no,
line.
right. I mean, how much is it gonna cost us?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know yet.
Never done
In 12 years.
it. Well, that's how long I've been here.
So we've always called a hotline?
No.
Never.
No.
Or never?
No, we never have.
Oh, boy. So,
I'm saying we
yeah.
should if we're using power
Yes.
equipment.
I
Yes.
guess
I think
so,
it's
yeah.
different if you're digging by
We
hand.
know
Why
where
not
pretty
just call it
much
anyway?
everything is. It's just this one, it was at 30 inches deep. That's gas lines usually not that shallow. And we don't, that's about us. I mean, we were pretty much to the depth we were gonna dig and that was it and just hit it the last second.
They knew where the lines were in Sun Prairie when they blew up half the town too, when they hit that line.
Not
Yeah.
half the
You know,
time.
I had
I'm
it,
just kidding.
I had it in my place, I called them out once and to build a deck, a rather large deck. And son of a gun, they missed.
Yeah,
And
that
I cut-
happened.
I nailed it.
Yeah, but then they're liable, not
They
us.
were, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We called them and they said, well, you screwed up. I said, no, you came out. Oh,
If they mark it wrong, it's their fault,
Yep.
not ours.
Yeah, not ours.
And
Yeah.
so I just, if you
we
do
wanna
it,
protect.
you bring them out.
And nobody can tell you depth. So if you hit it based on depth,
But you knew right away, or whoever was,
Oh, yeah.
I was lucky I was
was
using.
that you that was out there or no, not you or,
yeah, that's us.
oh, you, all, your whole crew?
Everybody.
No, too bad.
I guess I would
Any problem
recommend
with that direction?
that.
I have 18 dig orders in already.
Have you
I
ever
saw that.
Okay, what the heck?
I saw that today.
We
It
work
was
in the
busy.
We work in the ditch every day.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep. So it's gonna be a lot of phone calls for me.
But there's so much shit buried in the road right of ways
There
nowadays.
is. I'm gonna be a little more on top of where they bury stuff.
It's
Corner of
it's
Violet,
ridiculous.
They're
Violet
supposed-
Hope and
They're supposed to be
BB.
following their drill, their
I
dig
drove, went
plans,
through with
which
that.
Yeah,
I guess I have
God,
to
that
watch
was
a little more
ridiculous.
scrutiny.
Ooh, I better stop saying that.
so. Okay,
So we've gotten lucky this long, so.
So what are we gonna do? Just
Just
Policy
know
set
what
that-
well, we gave direction that if you're digging, you need to call.
hand or otherwise?
It's a state law.
I'm okay with that.
Moving on Public Works, reporter road right-of-way permits.
We don't have any road right away permits. Nobody wants to dig besides us, apparently.
Everybody's waiting for the frost to go out, huh?
Well, yeah, it's coming out pretty quick. I called on that today, and they got frost still at 8 to 14 inches. They're
Really?
But I mean, most roads that we found are thawing out. We got a few that are shaded that are still sweating, but I would think another week here will be in the clear.
I know the road in front of my place still sweats. 'Cause
Yeah,
of that
yeah, the shade.
trees, on the south side of the road.
Yep. Kennedy Hill or Kennedy Hills, American Way Park, small American Heritage. We got the stairs put in.
Is that the one up in the north
Yes.
end?
They got delivered. Yep, we got those installed. So
Good.
that's in. So the kids can.
Fit without a problem.
Yeah, we had to modify a few holes, but brand new steps versus a probably 20-year-old pipe system,
They're probably older than that.
Yeah,
probably. But yeah, we got those in. That's done. As you saw in the checks, we've been putting up signs, doing our 10-year maintenance again, like we do every year.
Mm-hmm.
Got those going in, and then weight limits are on.
Have you set a date as to when you're going to open the yard waste?
No, because it depends on weight limit. If it comes off next week, we can open it right away following that, pretty much. Once I know when weight limits are off, because we can't haul with our trucks until it's off, so. Because we have to go over on Meyer Road over there, and they're, well, I don't know if City of Madison placards that road anymore or not. It used to be. But, I mean, I guess we could run 12 and 18, but I'd hate to lose stuff on 12 and 18. But, yeah, we usually go down Vilas that way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the village hasn't been hauling either right now since our weight limits are on. And it's getting pretty full, they said, because they can't haul.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was waiting for. But it should be, I would think it'd be about that time where we do road inspection that week. The week of April 7th or somewhere in there, I would think. We should be able to get it open by then. There's one thing. Oh, roofs. They are started on the old town garage roof today.
Oh, roofs. Yeah, I saw the flags up there.
Yeah. And then salt shed roof is tentatively scheduled for next week.
wow. Great.
Chris Miller measured it last week, so he should be getting back to me on their costs on everything. But we got shingles. He said that was the bulk of the cost. So
Is that gonna be, are they gonna rip it off?
yeah,
The old one off? and
tear
not
off.
gonna go?
Yeah. We were looking at the one corner up there, and I think you need to put new underlayment and stuff on it anyway. So you got to get it all off of there.
Okay.
Great.
You're talking the old town garage?
Yes.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah, they started that month.
Okay.
Yeah, today. Yeah, that's getting that new rubber roof.
Yeah. They never leak until they leak.
Well, it's leaked a
Rubber
couple
roofs.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had some small ones that they patch.
Yeah, basically from just the pulling on it for so long, Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Any progress on the zip line? Lifting that?
I talked to the guy I was talking to, Ryan from Lee Rec. He said they'd have to come out and do a bunch of measurements and see maybe they just set too low. But he thinks if we just raise that seat up, it'll be fine. So that's what we're gonna try first and just see. And I'll go down it because I'm the heaviest out of all of us. So
I still think
We'll
they
see.
should have to
We'll
do
see
it
if I-
because
bottom out.
they should have to do it because we paid them to install it. They
Yeah.
did a crummy job.
I don't know what our warranty is. I had to read up on our warranty thing on it, but
Was it always
But it's
considered
never
low?
worked. It's never
It's been
worked,
marginal at best.
really.
Okay.
I do have one question. What do you use for criteria for like something similar to caution driveway ahead or hidden driveway? Or what type of,
signage.
yeah.
Hidden driveway.
Reason why I ask is my kitty corner across the street neighbor she's slow backing out. I mean, she's elderly and anyway, when people are cresting the hill there, just to the west of my place, there's been some screeching of tires and big lane changes because number one, the approaching traffic is speeding. which, you know,
Well, we probably
surprise, surprise, but
probably wouldn't use hidden driveway there then, because I mean, those are all visible driveways. You'd
once you
probably,
cross, yeah,
you'd probably want to use something like, I don't know, limited sight distance, like, caution, and we put up like like a suggested 25-mile-an-hour area,
sure.
kind of thing.
Yellow sign.
Yeah, yellow signs with that kind of thing, verbiage on it.
Take a look at it, and if you think something's warranted, just
Yeah.
maybe consider it.
Maybe you need to take her license.
No, Gloria's, no. Gloria's probably one of the most spry women, that age group that I know.
I agree.
Is she the first driveway there when you first get to?
Yeah, she's the first one just west of me on the south side.
Yeah, she's got a lot of trees there too.
Yeah. So there's limited visibility for the driver and also for the person on the road coming.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
thank you
can-
for bringing that up, Steve. I agree with you. That's
You're kind of going from agricultural to a bunch of driveways too, real quick, on a 45-mile-an-hour road too. That's part of the problem on a hill, But yeah, we could do something like that. I'll look and see what other signs are out there.
Yeah, just, I'll just leave it in your hands, and if
Yeah.
you think there's something needs to be done, please.
Yeah, because we don't have any warning sign there. We just have the intersection ahead warning sign, I think, is all we have there through that
No, I
stretch.
don't remember.
It's down the hill there further by Burke's house.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, way down there to warn you at Damascus,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
quarter mile away plus,
Has anybody mentioned about marking our driveway a little better here in front of the town hall,
As far as
where the driveway is?
like lights and
Yeah.
you mean lighting it up?
No, I'm saying a marker that, it's got a illumination when your window or your lights hit it.
We have a
Nothing,
We have
I'm
a
just
post.
saying something simple,
We have a post on both sides.
Oh, you can't see anything
With a
there.
fire number, we could put reflective taping on it.
I think that'd be logical.
I would
I've had more
appreciate
people
that.
mention that to me even,
One
and I have
night,
trouble sometimes.
one night when I was coming, and I know where it is, but
Yeah,
it was raining and it was dark,
that ditch is right there.
and I was
Yeah.
driving very slowly, so I didn't miss it.
Yeah, coming this way, it's like directly after the 25-mile-an-hour sign.
But that time I was coming the other way. I was coming south.
Yeah,
and
that
so I
was harder to
missed-
tell coming up the hill.
Nothing big,
That's
nothing
less
big,
than
but, just I think illuminated tape or something would be good.
Okay.
Okay, clerk treasurer's update.
We'll start absentee voting in the clerk's office tomorrow. So
Oh,
that
boy.
gives us something to do. There's probably just over 300 ballots have been sent out already, and they're
How
starting to
many
come.
people are asking about the library thing?
Nobody yet. I haven't had one yet, but I won't be surprised if we
How
get
many people are asking about what?
The
wondering
library.
why the library isn't on their ballot. I
Oh.
expect that there will be some.
There's a lot of people in the town that have vote no.
You may have noticed that we posted our e-waste drop-off event from May 3rd to the 8th. So that'll be coming up. I think that's about it.
The village with the new police station and if the library goes through, there'll be 60 million in debt.
They're at 78% right now
It's just crazy.
of their total debt load.
You can imagine what the interest rate will be.
They said it's not gonna be an issue.
Yeah, right.
E-waste is May 8th, you said?
3rd through the 8th.
3rd through the 8th, thank you.
All right, you want per diems around the 31st or the 1st?
Yeah.
Board reports and communications. We had all of this stuff on the.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, right.
I want to report.
The overnight, yep.
If you can't sleep at night, start reading. No committee reports.
Will we adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams. It's non-debatable for adjournment. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, huh? Here?
Yes.
Yep. You want me to pick you up?
No, you can maybe give me a ride home.
Okay.
Damaged car,
You got a what?
damaged car.
Uh-oh.
Whose
Whose fault?
Was it your fault?